A massive thank you to this video's 4-rotor partner, Liquid IV. Their help has made the 4-rotor move one step further, particularly with the Winter's diff, the massive 10-inch diff that's being put in the back of the car right now. But if you've ever drank a Gatorade, you know that you're drinking a ton of sugar. Way more than your body needs to keep hydrated, or electrolyte replacement, any of that sort of stuff. So in this case, with Liquid IV, it's got just enough of the right stuff to get your body what you need. I use it in two particular circumstances. One is while I'm able to shop here for hours on end, no food, minimal water, keeping hydrated. Two, oddly enough, is right after I work out. If you're interested in purchasing Liquid IV, there's a link in the description below, and of course a huge thank you to them for making the 4-rotor one step closer to coming to life. I have failed to make good videos on the T56 transmission and what it's like in this car. So you're about to strap up with me. I even got my GoPro working, so that way we can tell what it's like having a 3-rotor with an extremely responsive turbo, making 760, 770 horsepower to the wheels, almost through the entire power band. So I'm going to finish this, get strapped up, and we're about to check it all out. Alright, so we finally have the GoPro working again. That's so that way you can see me shifting, while this camera, of course, has more of a narrow, beautiful view of my face. Why? I want to show you just what it's like having a T56 and a Ford 8.8 rear end. Granted, there's a little bit of trouble with mine, but I want to walk you through the steps of what that modification is like in an RX-7. Of course, the T56 Magnum was originally designed to have an LS motor or a non-rotary motor in front of it, so there are some modifications that need to be done, and I have a handful of videos that go through that process. But I never once got to experience what it was like to drive it on the street. So you're about to buckle up and come with me while I go get gas for the first part to see what it's like driving a, well, 760 horsepower, 770 horsepower monster on the street. It will surprise you. This is much more tame than it used to be. First step is firing it on. That easy. Something to note is my front rotor, while I was dynoing the vehicle, still has problems. There is an apex seal that is slowly dying, so I have lower compression on two of my compression faces. Something you're going to notice with this shifter is that it is slightly more forward than the old shifter was, and that's because it does have that extension rod going from the T56 Magnum to where the FD should be, but it's still not ideal. But what is neat is how short and crisp this throw is. That short, that was it. You just saw me go from first to second that quickly. Second to third, that short. That's all there is to it. Mind you, this is a 6-speed, but it is not like the RX-8 shift knob I have. RX-8 shift knob has reversed down and to the right and to the bottom, where the T56 Magnum is to the right, all the way, and then up to the top right. So a little bit different, and this little diagram right here does not do it justice. Let's see if the gas tank is on this side. I can't remember. What a lot of people talk about is how notchy this transmission is, when in reality it's not that bad at all. It is very just engaged, disengaged. It's clink, clink, clink. It is not notchy, which is probably coming from people who have experienced the T56 non-Magnum. That's a much different, much different transmission. People don't realize how much of a difference the Magnum is, which is technically a TR6060, than the regular T56. Things looking good. First to second. Second to third. That is nuts. That is just nuts. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, here we go. Round two. Second gear start. Warm it up a little bit. Third gear. say there's no confusion about what gear you're in. It's easy to find what you're doing. You don't have to worry about the car at all. Like on the stock FD transmission, you're just like, please, dear God, okay, we're good. This is just like, take it, clink, clink, clink. It is beautiful. It's almost cheating to me, but then again, anytime you spend more money on a car, you should get a better car. Dare I say that my car is a little bit more tame? That's not the right word. Humane? No, that's definitely not the right word. She's definitely more in control. That's Abel's touch, I guess. If you have money to burn, that is a perfect example of why a T56 Magnum is absolutely the right choice for you. It does take a little bit of adapting, of course, from the front and the rear with a custom drive shaft, but holy crap, is that worth it. Now, if that is a modification that you're thinking about doing, quite frankly, I would suggest sticking with the stock FD transmission, blowing it up a couple times, then moving over to the T56 Magnum. The other solution people often suggest is the Pontiac GTO back in 04 to 06 had a T56 non-Magnum, but quite frankly, this TR6060, hidden as a Magnum, is just light years ahead of that. So if you're going to do this, if you're going to waste your time and energy, love, money, hope, dreams, I would strongly recommend doing it all or nothing. This is not something I would do halfway, because you're not going to remember how much money you spent in the end. You're just going to remember whether or not it works. And very clearly, you can see that the Magnum works.